From historical dramas filled with thrilling action scenes to modern romantic stories that will melt your heart, Chinese dramas have gained a huge following across the globe. Whether you are new to C-dramas or an avid fan looking for new titles to watch, here are some of the best Chinese dramas in 2023 that will have you hooked. So today we are talking about most popular C-dramas in the first half of 2023. Have a Crush on You. Ruan Liu Zheng returns to her hometown after 7 years and becomes a neurosurgeon at Xia Hospital. However, she did not expect to meet her ex-husband Ning Ziqian, who is the most experienced neurosurgeon at Bia Hospital. Ning Ziqian volunteers to be Liu Zheng's mentor in order to make up for the hurt he caused her. Liu Zheng is no longer a weak and timid girl and shows resolute determination in both her work and relationship. During work, Liu Zheng clashes with Ning Ziqian but also works alongside him to save lives. When they were in Africa to execute medical relief efforts, Ziqian was injured while saving a patient. Liu Zheng did not leave his side and fought hard to save him from the brink of death. Over time, the two gain a new understanding of life and begin a new relationship. Who is he? From a serial murder case to the medical school dismemberment case, Guo Ping has never given up on his pursuit of justice. In a story that spans 8 years, he represents the People's Police during the 90s, resolutely cracking down on illegal forces in that era. In 1988, criminal policeman Guo Ping witnessed the deaths of his comrades during an operation around a serial murder case where the culprit escapes. This has left Guo Ping scared from the incident. 8 years later, the appalling corpse dismemberment case has shocked the city of Ningjiang. At this time, Guo Ping has already grown into a seasoned police captain. In leading his team's investigation, he successfully uncovers many related cases. However, the dismemberment case continues to be shrouded in mystery and many clues led back to the serial murder 8 years ago. These discoveries push Guo Ping to work even harder, but they also serve to hinder his judgment. In the process, the police narrow down on a notorious organization. 3 Body. In 2007, Wang Miao, one of Chinese leading nanomaterials experts, is enlisted by Xiang, a detective who specializes in counterterrorism in the case of strange apparent suicides in the scientific community. During the investigation, Wang Miao encounters a mysterious organization called the Frontiers of Science and proceeds to learn the truth behind how an alien world depicted in a popular video game connects with the apparent suicides and the fate of the world. Flight to You. The story revolves around the lives of the flight crew of Luzhou Airlines and the various situations they have to deal with in their daily careers. Aspiring pilot Cheng Xiao has to learn to get along with her extremely strict instructor Gu Nanting while also navigating a male-dominated field where women aren't that highly looked upon. Relying on her skills, strength and ingenuity, she makes friends and adapts quickly to her surroundings. As they work together in both life-altering situations and various emergencies, Nanting begins to not only trust Cheng Xiao but also develop feelings for her as she does for him. Unchained Love. 6 years ago, Xiao Duo brother was murdered in the streets of the capital. Since that day, Xiao Duo has vowed revenge on those responsible for the killings. His journey has taken him to the very pinnacle of power. He is now the head of the Zhao Ding division and has become the emperor's right-hand man. But revenge and not power is what motivates him, and he will not rest until those responsible for his brother's demise are dead. This has led him to conspire with the weak-willed Fu Wang. The two men have forged an alliance that allows Fu Wang to sit on the imperial throne for the time being, even though a plotting empress hopes to seize power through her own plans. By rights, the former emperor's concubine, a young woman named Bu Yanlao, should have been killed and buried along with the former emperor. But Fu Wang likes her and secretly arranges for her to be spared. He asks Xiao Duo to take care of Bu Yun Lo for the time being, but Xiao Duo senses that he can use this to his own advantage and devises a way to use the former concubine to help him take revenge. But fate intervenes when he begins to find himself drawn to this remarkable young woman. Meet yourself. Zhu Hongdao is a woman who has worked in the hotel industry for most of her adult life. She is every inch the big city woman, but her life hits a sudden bump in the road. Her best female friend has died, sending her life into a tailspin. Her work starts to suffer, and rather than continue to soldier on in the city, she decides to take a break from the high-paced urban lifestyle in a remote village. She heads out to the village of Yunmiao near Dali in Yunnan province in search of peace and quiet. She soon discovers that life in an agricultural village is not quite as idyllic as she had imagined. Navigating fields full of animal droppings and mud isn't something she is used to. But she soon finds a sort of equilibrium, and she meets a group of fellow big city types who have also decided to flee the big city in search of a more tranquil way of life. One of these individuals is named Xiao. Junmiao is his hometown, and he has quite a well-paid job to start a tourism business that showcases Junmiao. Hongdao soon realizes that she can put her own hotel industry knowledge to good use by helping him. But as they begin to work together, Cupid appears, determined to bring them together. Road home. Hui Xiao and Yan Chen met at school in a middle school playground. They fell in love with one another at first sight, and as they grew older, their feelings for one another grew even stronger. They became inseparable and hoped to spend the rest of their lives together. But life has other plans for them. Gui Xiao's family circumstances change, and Yan Chen ends up training as a special police officer, which takes him to a completely different part of the country. Yan Chen's training is tough, physical, and intense. Gui Xiao, meanwhile, ends up on a career path that will take her into the world of finance. Despite the fact that they now live in different worlds, their love is still strong, and they try to keep up a long-distance relationship. This peters out until one day, years later, Gui Xiao finds herself with a special reason to call Yan Chen once more. Nothing but you. Sang Chuan is a budding tennis player in his 20s. He used to play badminton, but has recently turned his attention to tennis after his career stalled. Yuan, meanwhile, is a professional woman in her 30s. Her own career has also taken an unexpected turn, and she decides to take up tennis at a new club in a bid to make a change in her life. She happens to join the same club as Sang Chuan. Sang Chuan is instantly smitten with Yuan, despite the fact that he is 10 years her junior. He tries every trick in the book to woo her, but she is very skeptical of his advances as she is concerned that he is far too young for her. But over time, she comes to learn that his intentions are pure and that his feelings for her are genuine. While many people around her express scorn, she starts to wonder if she might just fall for his passionate young athlete. The knockout. Anzin, a frontline criminal police officer in Jinghai City, is constantly in a struggle with the black and evil forces and is never able to bring the criminals to justice. After the national political and legal team education and rectification work, Linjiang province sent a steering group to Jinghai, combined with the public prosecution, law and justice departments to clear the corrupt elements within the political and legal team. This crushed the protectionistic measures the black and evil forces have planted in the system, and in one fell swoop, he managed to eradicate the strong group that has been cooped up in Jinghai for many years.
The longest promise. From the Kongseng continent comes the tale of the tumultuous love story of Princess Zuan of the Chi tribe and royal Prince Xiang. The framing of the queen results in the prince being banished to Jiuyi mountain to cultivate. Once solely focused on his task, he develops romantic feelings for his disciple Zuyan, but this student-teacher relationship prevents either from expressing their true feelings. Fate then works against them when they choose opposing sides in a political struggle of life and death proportions. Eventually, putting aside their issues, they pledge to protect their beloved Gongsan continent. Hidden love. Xiang falls in love with Duan Zhu, a boy who often comes to her house to play games in her older brother's room. He is 5 years older than her. Zi had a crush on Jiazu when she was young, but they lost contact with each other for some reason. After she graduates, she joins the university in the city he is in, and during their day-to-day intimate and close interaction, they slowly fall in love.
Till the end of the moon. In an era when demons have dominion over cultivators and mortals, the cultivator elders believe it is imperative to send someone back in time to discover the origin of the demon lord and prevent his resurrection. Lisu accepts the mission and assumes the identity of mortal Ziwu, the second daughter of General Ye. She is married to Tantaijin, the captive prince and future demon lord, and is determined to destroy him, aware that in the future he will come to massacre many. But as witness to Jin's past life and rise to power, an unexpected tale emerges, one complicated her quest.